probably I'll cover for him on Monday as well. Good morning, Engineer Gerard. Dan, it's difficult to be read when you are not taking any trades, right? Right, guys, so what I'll be doing today is similar to the last time. I'll be building my watch list in front of you and tell you how or what stocks I'll be trading. Again, for those who are not familiar, where did I bring this list from? It's from here. I have a list of stocks, 81 stock. Actually, I should add ABNB. I'm going to add it right now. And this list of stocks, I go through it every single day. What are the criteria for me picking my list, and what strategies do I trade on my watch list is what we're going to be talking about right now. Basically, the main criteria I'm looking for is a clean daily chart where I can see that we can have continuation today, and a clean 60-minute chart where I can see a clear direction for the stock. The strategies which I'm trading are ABCD pattern, or basically trend continuation, and breakouts. Mainly breakouts. If the list is not good for a breakout, I try to pick the closest thing to trade and ABCD pattern after that. If you want the list, you can email me and I'm going to send you that list. So let's start. First one around here is AAL, and look at AAL. First of all, the daily chart is choppy. You could see that we are stuck between moving averages. You can see that the 60-minute chart, it's not long and not short. Yes, the moving averages are sloping down, and you could say that, okay, we're more weak or more short biased than long biased, but you could see that around this area we started bottoming and chopping around. Because of this, I know that if I take this stock for an opening range breakdown to the short side, it could literally bounce out of any level, maybe around here, maybe around here. And if it bounces off a level and goes to my break even, that's a good thing. I'll be able to bail at break even because it bounced off an obvious level. The problem is that I might not have enough risk to reward to those levels. And the worst thing is when it goes into void and maybe bounces off an intraday level. For example, the 5-minute chart from yesterday. If you just zoom this thing out, you will see that we also have levels intraday somewhere here, for example, right? Where it held this and held this. And because of that, today it could just simply reach the 2350, bounce outfit, and then reverse. That's why AAL is not a stock I'd love to watch today. Took a little bit long time on this one, just to give you an idea of what might happen or what's the thought process in my head when I'm picking those stocks, so that you can do the same thing when you're picking some other stocks. Same thing here with Apple. You can see that on the top there is a moving average, and the 50 moving average is strong moving average. Stocks usually bounce outfit on trends. You can see that above it, it bounces and it goes up. And I could expect the same thing on the downside. It goes down, bounce outfit, and then continues, right? But again, so stuck between a lot of moving averages, between a lot of levels, and Apple is not a good one, not for a breakout and not for a trend continuation. Let me remove all here. Same thing with ACB. ACB, I think I traded it 2 days ago, 9th of June. I posted it on my watch list. And why did I trade it 9th of June? You could see here, you're having a hammer on the previous day. The next day, we're opening at a breakout area. On the 60-minute chart, you see a clear breakout area. And this one was a good day or a good stock to watch on that particular day. Today, on the other hand, it's doing the same thing Apple and AL doing, stuck on the daily chart, stuck between moving averages, stuck between a lot of levels, and it's better to just avoid trading it today. Maybe if it goes closer to 1050 in the next few days, or breaks the 850 in the next few days, that's when I'm going to be interested in watching it. AG, big day on the previous day. And again, this is one rule I have when I'm picking my list. If I see that there is a bullish day on the previous day, I don't watch it. Why is that? Because usually after bullish days, the price either chops around, either sells off, either gives you a fake breakout and then closes as a doji. Anyway, after big bullish days or big bearish days, there is sort of a resting period. On the next day, though, if this closes as a doji, for example, you could play this thing for a 3-bar play breakout to the long side. And you could see that usually after bullish days, there is rarely a continuation. There is another example of a bullish day where it's closing as a hammer, and then it's good for a 3-bar play, right? And there is, again, that bullish day and that So today I don't want to pick it for a continuation. Though the 60-minute chart, you might tell me, okay, it's good. I mean, there are no levels, it's not stuck, and above 1860, it could just run. Yes, but again, after bullish days, they usually chop, so I don't pick them. AMD, look at this. AMD is actually decent, guys. It's not the best, but it's decent. Looking at the daily chart, we are sitting closer to a breakout area, which is 82. And we're having room at least to 82.60. So this is the room around here where you can make money, especially with a tighter stop loss. Definitely that moving average up there is annoying, but it's okay. The average true range on AMD is $2. What is this telling us? This is telling us that the stock could run at least $2 intraday. How much did it already run? It ran from 81.55 all the way to 82.05 approximately. So basically we ran 50 cents. We can still run $1.50. So we can run all the way up to 83.50, which is below this moving average. So that moving average should not disturb us. That's why this daily chart is clean enough. Not the best. We're having those wicks around here, but again, those wicks, they could be targets, right? This around here could be our first target. And then if we break it, we could run all the way to 83.50, which is the average range. So yeah, I'm going to keep this thing for now and see how it behaves closer to the open. This thing is ugly. Look at the 60. It's just choppy. It has a lot of levels ahead of it, a lot of levels below it, a lot of moving averages. It's just doing nothing sideways. You don't really want to trade something which looks like that. Let's get back to BABA around here. Again, look at this. BABA did break down yesterday after market hours, but immediately after the breakdown, it squeezed and came back into the range, and now it's shopping around. So if it keeps holding in this range, I'm definitely not trading it because of the levels around here. But if we break 211, I might be interested in it. The issue, if it breaks 211.70, is that it will have done. It would have done like $2 move already, when the average range of this thing is only around $3. It will not have much room to run, only $1, but if the risk to reward is good, you can give it a try. Personally, I don't like it, and definitely it will not set up for a breakdown at the open. It will need first to drop down, then to consolidate, then give you a pattern, a bear flag, a reverse ABCD pattern or something like that, and that could happen after 10:30. I try to pick a list so that I can be done with my day before 10:30 a.m. Eastern. BAC, remember the big bearish candle rule or big bullish candle rule? After days like this, I expect sort of a consolidation or a chop. So for today, I'm removing it. On Monday, though, I'm going to give it a try and see what's going to happen on it. All right, BB, let's see this one. Same thing. Overall, BB is strong. And lately, it's been a little bit weak. It's sitting at a support area. If it breaks it, needs to break it all the way down here. It could sell off at least to the low of this level. If not, definitely not interested in it. And I personally, I don't trade BB, GME, and AMC. I just put them on my watch list just to keep to stay up to date with what's happening in the market. BE, let's take a look at this thing. Same thing. We discussed the strong moving average. If it goes down, it could pull back, reject it, and continue selling off. Do I want to take it to the short side? Definitely not, because of the many levels below us. Hey, RFG, how are you doing? Okay, Baidu. Same thing. Baidu on the 60, it looks decent, actually. Look at this. If we break this level at 190.75, we could have room all the way to 192.30 at least, like no levels, which is something clean. The daily chart is annoying a little bit. We're stuck between a lot of moving averages, but I personally, I'm going to give it a try. The previous day, we closed as a green candle. After a green candle, I could expect at least one more green candle. After a red candle, I do expect a red candle. So again, it's not the best. If I find something which is more clean, I'm definitely going to watch something else. But if not, for now I have AMD, and I'm going to have Baidu as a backup above 191.17. BLDP, same thing, kind of ugly on the 60, stuck on the daily, not worth having it on the list. Same thing on Bingo. Look at this, same thing here on BP. And by the way, guys, it takes time here when I'm talking about it. It's just that I'm speaking my thought process a little bit loudly. When you are used to doing this, you can go through this whole list in around 5 minutes. So look at this, same thing here on Beyond. And on CAN, kind of stuck between moving averages, stuck between levels, not really worth watching it. CCL, all right, let's take a look at CCL. I personally, I'm not sure about this thing. It will have like literally a level like few cents below, 10 or 20 cents below us. Already a huge drop around here with no pullbacks. Maybe better on Monday after a small consolidation. CGC, same thing here, both the daily and 60 are ugly. And by the way, guys, note that I'm paying more attention to the daily and the 60. I don't pay attention to the pre-market price action and not the 1 and not the 5. This around here is where I'm trying to find the favorable direction from. This is telling me where the stock is more likely to go, to the upside or to the downside. So I build my bias in the pre-market based on the 60-minute chart and the daily chart. This around here, I start paying attention to when the market open and I look for a setup from. And this finally is just my entry. I don't care about setups on the 1-minute chart. I don't trade basically the 1-minute chart. I just try to get the best entry as close as possible to the support to get the biggest risk to reward possible. Why do I have the 15-minute chart? The 15-minute chart I have for a little bit later of the day after 11 o'clock just for reversals if I'm trading that time. No, I definitely include the pre-market and the post-market. This is all one chart, and I definitely need to watch what's happening in the pre-market and what's happening in the post-market as well. This is actually decent, guys. Look at this. This is Disca. You see that we're having a flat support for 3 or 4 days. Definitely no volume right now, but basically I've traded Disca on this day around here. It also literally didn't have any volume in the pre-market, but the pattern on this day was clean. There it is, the breakout area, and it did give us a really nice sell-off. Same thing around here today. We're having the flat support, and maybe at the break of 30 we could sell off. I'm definitely not touching it within this range. It could do anything. It could even squeeze. And I'm not going to play it for a breakdown if it gives me like one big 1-minute candle, which is around 40 cents, and then play it for a 1-minute open range breakdown. I'll be doing it if it just goes slowly down, gives me sort of a reverse ABCD pattern with a tight stop loss, and then we're going for the break of 30. Why will not I take it to the downside if it just breaks this level with a 40 cents move? Because the average true range on this thing is $1. And this tells us that the stock could run around $1 intraday. What is the pre-market high? The pre-market high is 30.60. What is the level which I want to take it below? It's 30. So that's already like 60 cents. Below 30, we can run all the way to 29.50 to 29 maximum, but it will be somewhere around 29, between 29 and 29.50. With a 40 cent stop loss, the risk to reward or the target will be unrealistic. Hey, noob. So DKNG, same thing. We're sitting below this moving average, could reject it and drop down. So the ATR is the greatest of the following, right? It's the pre-market low. It is the previous day close. And it is the low of the day, right? Then basically to your target or to the current price. For example, on DKNG, what is the low of the pre-market? The low of the pre-market is 53.90. But do I calculate the ATR from 53.90 and above? No, the previous day close is lower. I'll calculate the ATR from the previous day close and above if I want to take it to the long side. Let's say that the market opens and it breaks the previous day close, then it comes back up and I look for a step to the long side. Will I calculate the ATR from here to maybe its maximum range or from the low to its maximum range? Definitely from the low of the day to the maximum range, which is 2.5. Does it make sense? You pick the lowest point and then calculate the ATR from that lowest point to its range to the upside. If you want to play it to the short side, you will calculate the ATR from where? From the pre-market high to its lowest point, which is $2.50, somewhere down there. Yes, Lou. If the stock has already run most of the ATR in the pre-market or gapped up above the ATR range, I'm not watching it. For example, look at this. This thing around here, it gapped up around $1. Basically, it's okay. This one is okay. It gapped up $1 and it still has $1 to run. If it gapped up $2, I'm definitely not watching it. Why is that? Because again, this is an average true range. Most of the time, stocks are running this amount intraday. Yes, sometimes it's above. You could see up to $3, and sometimes it's lower. You could see that it could go to 130, and sometimes it goes all the way up to $10, right? But most of the time, at least recently, it is sitting somewhere around $2. That's why I'm not touching it if it's making a move bigger than $2. Jenny, I start with the same list every single day, and then I include the gappers list. I include the gappers list and I take a look at what we have in the gappers list. The problem for me with the gappers list is that a lot of times they gap up a lot above the ATR. And for me as a trend trader, and I really pay too much attention to the ATR, it's one of the main indicators I'm using in my trading. The gappers list isn't just suiting my style. If I was scalping or I was going, for example, for an open range breakouts, open range breakdowns, I would have been okay with it. But I try to hold onto my positions for longer. And this around here is telling me how long I could hold onto my position. If the stock is already above this, then I don't have any indicator, which is telling me how much more the stock could go in my favor or against me. I don't know how long I could hold on to my trades. Should I add into it or not? Because if the ATR is already done, I don't add to my position. If, for example, the ATR is $4, the stock did $1 move, I'm long, I partial, it's now $2, it's pulling back, giving me a pattern. I will add one more time because I know we still have $2 more to run. Now we're at $3, it's pulling back, coming back up. I will add one more time because I know that we can go all the way up to $4. But the moment we hit the $4, I will sell 80% to 90% of my position. I will leave 10% because sometimes, as I said, stocks make moves bigger than the ATR, but no ads anymore. So Facebook around here, same thing. It's still indecisive, but look at this. Yesterday we had a hammer, and I could tell that after a hammer, the next candle could be at least one candle. I'm not saying that in the future, tomorrow, after, also, sorry, tomorrow is Saturday, Monday or Tuesday, it's going to continue going up. But I could assume that after a hammer, we could go up. The only issue around here is the 60-minute chart. It's kind of a little bit choppy, but not so bad because we're having room at least to 335. So yeah, this thing is not the cleanest, but at least it has room to run. So I'm going to keep it for now and see how it's going to look like at 9 a.m. Raj, you can check my webinar on ABCD patterns part 2. I talked about the ATR there and how I use it. I mean, I notice your watch is often different from the other modes in the gappers. What are your screening criteria? Yeah, my main criteria, which I'm looking for, are those which I'm talking about right now. Daily chart, 60-minute chart, and the average true range. If the daily chart is clean and shows me clear direction, the 60-minute chart is clean and shows me clear direction, the ATR is showing me that I have at least more than 50% of its value to run to one of the two directions, I mean to the direction I want to run to, I'd be putting this stock in my watch list. Market, no, it doesn't really matter what period you're using. Let me show you that. Again, I showed that before, but for the sake of it, again, let me show you that the period doesn't really matter. So let's use the ATR one here. And let's use the ATR, oh my God, ATR 30 here. Eventually, you don't pick the last value, right? You pick the average. You see, let me just zoom in. We're going from April here, and from April here. Eventually, you try to go for the middle. right? You see where it's mostly holding, Most of the time we're sitting around the $3 value. Most of the time we're sitting around the $30 value. And here, most of the time we're sitting around the $3 value. So no matter what ATR you're using, look at this. Most of the time we're sitting around the $6 value. Most of the time we're sitting around the $6 value. You see this blue line? And here, most of the time we're sitting around the $6 value. So no matter what period you're using, eventually you come to the same conclusion. I use the 14 because it just set by default to the 14. Let's get back this to the 60 and get this back to the 5-minute chart. I know it's a lot to ask, but can you today recording it at the market open like you did on May 6th? This actually is being recorded, if I'm not wrong, and it will be posted on YouTube. Yeah, Jake, you can email me. I'm going to send you that list. I'll definitely consider that, G. It's just that sometimes I'm trading so fast, and if I am recording my trades, I need to have them on this monitor so that it can be seen, right? When I'm recording them, I try to make all my trades on this monitor. I don't want to take my trade on some side monitor and then flip it to the main monitor because it's just not real time. I could do that anyway. So let's continue out there. FSLY. Again, this thing is not so clean. Stuck on the daily chart, stuck between a lot of levels on the 60-minute chart. Better to just avoid it. By the way, I have around 4 videos, I think, where I traded the open live. It's not only May 6. If you just go through my playlist, you will see there are 4 videos where I'm trading the open live. Awesome. So, all right, let's continue there. Fubo, let's take a look at Fubo. Again, we're stuck between the daily chart. If you see that the candle is stuck between the previous daily chart, it means that intraday today, it could go up and it could go down. After that, I go to the 60-minute chart to base my decision just to see where we're more likely to go. Looking at the 60-minute chart, we're downtrending, we're waving down, and then we're starting to bottom and kind of change the trend. Previous resistance acting as support. So I'd expect that today we could go at least up to $29. Would I be trading this thing to the long side? I think highly unlikely. If I play it at the open, let's say at 28.65 and put my stop loss 28.40, that will be somewhere around 25-cent stop loss. And I told you we can go all the way to 29. That would give me somewhere around 35 cents profit. And it's not the 2-to-1 minimum which I'm looking for. I want to have at least like 50 cents minimum, 2-to-1, risk to reward when I'm trading anything. So Fubo would need to jump off. Yeah, Dan, most of the stocks I'm trading, they don't have catalyst. Stocks which have catalyst, they usually gap up a lot, at least on the day when they are having that catalyst, right? And if they gap up a lot, basically I don't trade them because the ATR is already done. The day after the catalyst, or maybe 2 days after the catalyst, I do trade them. So this thing is the same around here. Same in GM. GME is the same thing. IBM, look at IBM. Again, this thing around here would be a little bit difficult. We're in an uptrend. Green, 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 green. At the high, we're closing as a spinning top, indecision candle. This indecision candle basically tells us that we could go up and we could go down. The next thing, we're opening within the candle, which makes it even more difficult. If we open below, I would tell that we're more likely to go down. If we open above it, maybe we could go a little bit up, but opening in between means that we could go both up and down, right? The daily is overall strong. Looking at the 60-minute chart, I definitely don't want to take it to the short side below these levels, and I don't want to take it to the long side above these levels. But I feel like today it could be actually clean. It could go to one of the 2 directions, and it will be more clean to the direction it's choosing to go to. But again, when I'm trading, I have only 2 attempts. 2R is my max loss. and I have only 2 attempts for trading. It's either winner, either loser. And for my watch list, I need to pick stuff which are the cleanest. Like I need to see clean direction on the daily, clean direction to 60, maybe fake breakdown before they open. Like, look at this. This is decent. This is something I definitely love, but not today. If we opened here, closer to the breakout area, this would have been awesome. Breaking at this consolidation, and after the breakout, it definitely could run. Opening in between, like we opened in between many times. Look at this. We opened here at the same price like today. Here, we opened at the same price like today. Here, and then we end up chopping around. I would expect another choppy day today on INTC, but if it breaks above the 57.90, I might be trading it, but this will not be a setup for an ABCD pattern. Most probably, I'm going to be watching this thing for an ABCD pattern later. So if you are sitting in a choppy area, definitely not a breakout. If you are sitting in a choppy area, I'll be watching it later after it breaks out because I don't want to get chopped into it, and I'll be trading the continuation after the breakout. You only have 2 main trades. Yeah, Raj, most of the time it's like 2 trades and I'm done for the day. So at this note, guys, I would need to call it a day. Carlos and Norm will be jumping in to cover the pre-market show, the gappers list and everything. If you still have any questions, feel free to email me, ayman@bearabletraders.com, and I'll be here in the chat room, guys, for you. If you have any questions, just tag me in the chat and I'll be happy to answer. Have a good day, everyone, and trade safe. Have a great weekend as well in advance. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Good morning, brother. I'm doing much better, thank you.
All right, excellent. Hope you're feeling a lot better too as well. All right, so welcome back, guys, and happy Friday to everyone else. Let's get to it. Let's get to yesterday's action and go over some of the stuff on our watch list, starting with Envis. Envis was on our list. Let me get you guys the 5 minute.
No.
Here. Oh, hold on a second. Here we go. 5 minute chart from yesterday, right in here. All right, there it is. You guys will be able to see that 5 minute chart now. So Envis yesterday started to get going, if you guys remember, around 8:30ish or so, right after we started the pre-market. This thing started to just pop up here. Got going pretty good there. And after the bell, it did continue this consolidation for about 15 minutes. Then you had the nice little breakout here above the pre-market highs and then some over to that 24.15 daily level that we had on our list as well. So that traded very well. Then after that, could not get above that level, struggled quite a bit to stay above it, and then slams down towards the moving towards the VWAP, and then really back down towards the low, initially towards the low of the day right on here, right? So that was also a good area of support off the pre-market. Also, it comes right back to that, tries to bounce from that, cannot. There's a great sign of weakness there, cannot get above the VWAP or to it, and then it slams down again. So Envis was actually pretty decent yesterday. It has not been trading well over the last couple of days, but yesterday we did see that catalyst there creating some positive move for them overall yesterday. Here's Space, guys. Space was also had a great pre-market action, very choppy at the beginning of the bell, as you can see here. Did take a while to get going. Eventually, after like right 11:15 or so, it does start trading very well. A little bit towards the upside here, getting above 36.39. That was an area of resistance later in the pre-market there, and also at the market open, just couldn't get above that. Every wick that was above that slammed down right below that level. Does break out nicely for a nice little run here, going from 36.39 to 38. So you got almost a $2 pop there, and then slams down. It does hesitate a little bit here, but even then, this is still a great opportunity towards the short side. This was very clean also. So you traded clean both ways. After this breakout, you had to get over this chop first, and then you was able to take advantage of some of those great moves there. Fuel Cell was next. Beautiful pre-market action, and again, it's just crapped out, guys, at the market open. Did not do a whole lot. Every candle overlapping the previous one. It was just stuck in this range. So again, a beautiful drop there, but I think this drop was enough that it just didn't have nowhere else to go after that. Just kind of moving sideways a little bit here. So, and that was the theme for the entire day on Fuel Cell, guys. It didn't really do a whole lot. Here is AMC. AMC traded not so great in the pre-market, right? We saw the pre-market action. We definitely seen better. But guys, at the market open, it was just amazing. It was very clean. It has not been this clean in the last 2 days, I believe. So here you got a beautiful pop. It looks like it wants to be strong for the day. Then plans start changing very quickly. It slams against the VWAP and then just starts losing it here. And never looks back, guys. Held on to his 9 moving average, is slamming down here all the way down to 40 from 51.50. Again, just a $10 drop there on AMC. It does recover there. Obviously, it's very extended towards the downside. Gives you an opportunity, but trying to catch this knife, you got to be very careful. It's very tough to do. You would think this will do it sooner on how extended it is, but it took a bit to actually do that. So that was AMC. CLOV, guys, was another one on our list, and a lot of these already, you could tell they got some good volume this morning already on this Friday, so we'll take a look at that. CLOV was the same song and dance that AMC was doing as well. It did drop here right after the bell. You did not get that initial pop like you did on AMC. You kind of had some action in the pre-market there, but it does drop down very nice as well. This one does not recover, just kind of stays a little not choppy, but just kind of stuck in a range here, and then it gives you a further drop down, losing the low of the day one more time for a move towards the bottom there. And here was Switch. Which was just all over the place, guys. Very rough market open. It does give you this pop here in the engulfing pattern, but that's very difficult to trust, especially with the first wick you got here. Again, it's just not a great trading, and then here you get a drop out of nowhere. It was just really all over the place. Very difficult to stock to trade. Yes, I think AMC was probably one of the better movers that we had the entire day yesterday. Norm, what do we have as far as the SPY latest and greatest as we end this week?
Well, yesterday was a big day when that inflation data came out. Obviously, I was not here, but I was watching from bed. Saw the number came in quite a bit, very hot, hotter than expected. and interest rates actually dropped, which is kind of encouraging. Helped us, maintain the momentum for the breakup on the SPY that we'd been anticipating and watching form and fail and form and fail, and finally broke through. We'll see if we can hold. All we have today, as far as data goes, is consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. So that's where we are.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, let's get to it in here. Just FYI, for some members that might be having issues getting onto the site, it is, I think, region related, some kind of CDN issue. So Abil did post that note on there. So hopefully it's able to be resolved, but it's not on our end. It's not our website. Something wrong with just that connection in that area. So with that said, let's continue here, guys. Let's look at our watch list for today. Let's get rid of all of this here. This was all yesterday, and let's make some room for this morning's action. Again, we have quite a bit on both sides of the list here. We'll start with the gap up today. We have a no VN. So no VN this morning, up 52% right now, 3.9 million shares traded. This is a 14 million shares flow, so it's definitely got some good action going this morning. This could be the low flow of the day, so put that on here. No VN.
Low float biotech, positive phase 3 news on a skin disease drug.
All right, that's phase 3 is actually a pretty good one, I think.
It can be a good catalyst. Yeah. I mean, that's the final deal there. So a lot of times that means that things will not always, but it's a good indication that drug might be able to come to market and get approved.
Gotcha. So guys, doing pretty good here, guys. 4.1 up 53% and climbing. So this is going to be definitely the low flow of the day so far. CMMB, this one's not looking too hot right now, up 25%. So that number looks great. But outside of that, the pre-market action is not all that clean. Their daily from the past has been horrible as far as even getting volume. You're not seeing that, and you're not seeing any movement in here, at least not clean. So let's
look at the float.
What's the float on this? Well, 57K. You know, when I first saw it,
it's an Israeli biotech. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, man. That's terrifying.
No way, man. When I first saw it, I thought it was 57 million. So I didn't even think about it. Wow, 57,000. Yeah, that's horrible. MX here. This one's popping up 21%, guys. 1 million shares traded. Doesn't look great. The daily looks a little bit all over the place. The volume is barely there at times. Today they're trading more than what they usually trade on any given day here. It's just this pre-market action doesn't look pretty at all. So again, something about this I do not like. We can come back to it, guys. Let's see if it gets better. Any great catalyst on this, Norm, at all, or
they had an unsolicited buyout bid, so it could, it's not anything confirmed as far as this is something that's going to take place. Could move it higher as a catalyst if people think that there might be some upside to what they're being offered, but who knows?
Gotcha. So again, we'll put it on. We'll come back to it. It does got volume. It does have a nice pop. This pre-market action is a little bit all over the place right now. Let's see if this thing can settle down a little bit. CCXI this morning. This is not looking good in any of the three things we like to look at. The daily is horrible. Their pre-market action is all right, but their volume and everything else is not looking good. So we'll skip on this one. ATC, this one this morning is up 7.6. Pre-market. Not looking great at all, guys. It's 257,000 shares traded, are not looking anything but horrible here. The daily also very light on volume. I think every single day here is under 1 million shares traded. So you're getting movement with barely any volume. That's not a good thing. GameStop here, they are up 6.2 after taking a little bit of a bloodbath on yesterday. 235,000 shares traded. Again, this stock is just hard to trade, guys. I haven't traded. I have not touched this stock at all. I have not traded it since it's been active. I think the AMCs of the world, the BBs, are a little more manageable when it comes to risk managing, and also the price action is a lot cleaner. You're getting more volume. It's very fluid. The spread's a lot tighter. It's just easier to trade. So AMC, of course, in play. Since we're talking about that now, they're up 5.74 million shares traded. How about BB? And again, they traded so well yesterday. BB, we did not look at BB yesterday. At least I did not have it on my list. They also traded very nice towards the downside. Their reversal here was a lot cleaner. Nice double bottom yesterday, nice little pop. That was a lot cleaner than we saw on AMC. So BB for 508,000, not really in play right now, but this thing can catch fire, in any minute. So we'll throw it on here. We can always remove it if anything. UWMC this morning, not looking good. We'll skip through that quickly. AMC, we checked on it. It looks good. AEI this morning, no, they're not looking great neither, guys. Just the pre-market actions all over the place. Their daily is pretty crappy as well. They got some volume yesterday, 19 million here, and maybe that's kind of got it on people's radars.
More volume than a pre-market volume for a low float than it's got now.
Oh, and thanks, Norm. I didn't even notice 6.9. Yeah, we need better than that. CLV was hot yesterday. We can definitely watch this one today. Also up 5%, 4.1. This is definitely a good one. Let's throw that on there. Workhorse. What did it? I didn't have it on my list yet. I think we had it as a possible. It was okay. Nice little drop here. Well, almost everything else kind of dropped a little bit hard yesterday. Maybe a good possible for today as well. WKHS. There it is. WPG, 24 million shares flow. Not a low flow stock, but a little bit on the lower side there. This morning's pre-market action. Oh, it's a lower price too. Had a pretty bad day yesterday, and today they are down, up 3.2. But man, their pre-market action and volume is just not there right now. So we'll skip on it. Oh yes, this was to read that. I remember talking about this one when we took that one off. In the past. Yep. Wish is on here, guys. Another one of these plays as well. We already have AMC and BB on here. I'm going to put Wish as possible. Just give room for something else to hopefully come up today. AHT, no, not looking good. This was on our list yesterday too. I believe I ended up taking it off because we just had way too many. And yeah, I'm glad I did. And thanks, Norm. And I'm glad I did because this does not look pretty. And again, this is an example of why we take off REITs out off the list. They just don't trade well. Look at this choppiness here. It's just not good. Fubo on our list this morning. They are pre-market action, 130,000 shares trade. I wish they had a little more volume. Their daily does look very nice though here, guys. It looks like ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern. They're slamming up against the area of prior resistance, now support. So that could be interesting if they want to keep going on this uptrend they have on the daily. But the volume, I wish it could be better. It can get better. We've seen Fubo do very well in the past. We'll throw it on here. All right, let's stop here on what's gapping up. Let's take a look over what's gapping down today. We got not a couple. We have a ton of low floats in here. I think half of the list is low floats. 20, not a low float, but very close. 24, another 24, 14, 1.1, and also 3 million. So let's quickly take a look at those. They got to look very good, guys. If they're not looking very good, we're just gonna move right on by. And the first one is Gasomax in here. They're down 53%, 5.7 million. Shares traded, pre-market action. I don't like how big the wicks are here. Yesterday had an insane day. What did it do yet? Look at this yesterday. Guys, look at this yesterday. Yesterday's thing went from $5 to 80. Halts after halts here, and very, 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 very light volume. What's the float on this? 24. I mean, you're trading 281,000 and moving like this. That is scary stuff, man. I mean, anybody could drop an order, a big order and screw you up big time here. No, we're not watching that. Chris, this morning, they are down 22%, 673,000 shares traded. I do like this drop here. They're at 89 million shares float. Let's put it as a possible. We can come back to that one. We'll take a look there on Chris and what's going on there. Another lower float, not really low float, 24. HTBX. This one we see in the past before. Yesterday they fired up here on 1 o'clock, got going pretty nicely here, as you can see. I'm not sure. This could be a hit or miss. The rest, the fun could be over already, guys. Volume came in yesterday. After that, it doesn't really do a whole lot unless there's any type of continuation today. You only have 188,000 shares traded. We need to see a little bit more, I think. GLTO, 14 million shares flow. Is this also in conjunction with the one we just saw? Because they started to get going too here. And look at this thing here on the way it went up yesterday. Well, with, again, very light volume as well. It's the same thing, yeah?
That's it.
Yeah.
They're both biotechs out of Denmark. I don't know how often we look at those. So I'm going to refer to this one as GTFO and delete it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So again, guys, both of these, it's just the way they're trading. It's just madness. MDLY was the low flow of the day yesterday. Had an amazing pre-market activity, very, very active. Kind of sold off, didn't do a whole lot. We do not have shares for short today neither. I don't think we had yesterday as well. So I'm just gonna keep it off today. Meds made some noise. This was good yesterday. Brian traded this one yesterday a couple of times. I'm not sure if he was able to get a good entry on it or not, but this took off a little bit later in the morning around 10:45 here. Today, possible continuation, but now we're going on the second day, and you're not seeing that activity we're seeing yesterday. So I'm concerned you might not get a whole lot of movement on here. We'll put it here as a possible for now in the low flow stock over there. LTHM not looking really all that good right now. There are 145 million shares traded, 515,000 shares traded right now. Pre-markets are all over the place. I don't like the way this trades. I mean, they're not getting volume, guys. Over here it's like what, 3 million, and they're moving, $1.50 or so with no volume. That's just not good for us. All right, let's stop here. And I want to take a look at NCLH, though. NCLH is making the gappers list today on the downside, down 2.3. I'm going to add this one as a possible. I like what they're doing here. They're slamming up against this area of support for the last couple of weeks and prior resistance. So this could be interesting. I'm not sure if there's any news on it or not, but NCLH is going on the list today. All right, Norm, what do you like this morning?
I got nothing for you, brother. I'm not trading today. I'm still not 100%, so I'm sitting on the sidelines just watching.
Smart move, my friend. Let's take it over to the chat room. Let's see what the people have this morning, starting with Nima. Nima has given us OCGN. This was hot a couple of days ago.
I will say, though, I do like this comment over here on YouTube when we were looking at those Danish or Denmark, whatever, the biotechs. Millionaire or beggar in one candle. Absolutely true.
That is so true. Very well said, my friend. Here it is, OCGN, guys. This one, pre-market this morning, just moving sideways, really choppy. I know they're pushing around 900,000 shares traded right now. I had a big gap down yesterday. It could be interesting. We'll have to see. They're at a decision point right now. They're down quite a bit, and they're hanging around this area where they kind of just chopped around and moved sideways in the past. So it could be concerned. They might not do anything today. It might take a while for them to decide what's the next step here after such a big drop for them. So we'll have to see. But it may be worth putting as a possible just to see if anything picks up. Right now, the volume is just going sideways here, guys. So we're not seeing a whole lot as far as how that volume is moving. We have Juan giving us BBIG this morning. BBIG starting to see some volume here in the last couple of minutes. Their daily is looking okay. What's the float on this BBIG? They are sitting at 19, so a little bit on the lower side. We'll add it to on top of meds here. We'll come back to that one. Right now, volume is looking good, guys. For low flow, you're getting some good volume. I wish there was a little bit more pre-market action. This is kind of choppy in the last couple of, in the after 7, has been moving sideways. Now you're getting some action. Let's see if this can turn into something, right? Oh, that's almost like the Amazon sign right there. Let's see if that could turn into something. All right, let's see what we have here. LTMH. That one we looked at. Did we look at that one? I believe we did. LTMH. Let's see here. No.
Yeah, we did. We looked at that.
Oh, we did. Oh, so maybe you're typing the ticker wrong, but that was probably it was LTHM. Here it is. Yeah, we did. We did look at that. It didn't look good, guys.
It's on a secondary. It doesn't look great.
Yeah, it doesn't look good there. Play possible earnings from yesterday. This is the arcade place. I forget the name. Right now it's more. They're up 5%, 98,000 shares traded. Now this one, it doesn't trade all that well. What's the name of this thing again? Dave & Buster's. There we go. It doesn't trade very well, guys, even on earnings. So we'll have to see. The volume comes in. You can see the pop here last night. They're slamming against an area of resistance here. A lot of touches. Their daily is horrible. There's just not a great intraday trading stock. Volume is very light, guys. Look at this. Going back into almost January, you haven't traded more than 5 million in one day. So, and they had a couple of earnings reports here. So just tells you it's not a good one, to say the least. CCL. Let's see here. Play. Then we're looking at CCL. We do have NCLH here as well. CCL looking very good this morning, guys. I like the volume. They have not been in play. They've just been moving sideways, but now they're kind of losing.
I think travel might be in play today with the news
Yeah.
on that Carnival ship. 2 people got COVID on a
Mm.
on a Carnival cruise.
All right. So yeah, that's definitely worth watching there, and to see if the airlines are getting hit. Yeah, American Airlines not as much, but the cruise lines are. You could see a little bit of a hit here on both of these. So definitely let's watch them. Let's see what happens there. Let's go over to X
On a
this
raft.
morning. What was that?
Jonathan in the chat. Just put them on a raft.
Yeah, just drag them.
Tow them behind the boat in a raft.
Just
There you
drag
go.
them. Yeah, it'll be fine. X here, they're up 2.1 this morning, 146,000 shares traded at the moment. Pre-market actions, guys, not live right now. It's pretty dead at the moment. Daily possible breakout, I see that, but we just need more action here. We're not getting that right now. Bank of America, I know the banks were active the last couple of days. Had a big red day yesterday. Nice little drop here on Bank of America. Right now, I'm just not seeing the volume, guys. Interesting daily, though. I do see what you're looking at. The possible loss of this area here could be exciting. I just don't know how well they're going to trade. You know what? Let's put Bank of America as a possible for today. All right, a few more, guys. 850. Let's do SQ. SQ right now bouncing back a little bit. Over the last couple of days, it's kind of moving sideways. They're up against this area of resistance, but they need a little bit more to get going. Now, we know SQ can put in a very nasty pre-market action and still trade very well. We've seen that in the past. What is Riot and Mara and all these other Bitcoin type plays doing today? Mara, yeah, they got a little bounce a few days ago here, about 2-3 days ago. So it's just kind of all looking the same, slamming up against their last area of resistance here. So unless Bitcoin starts moving higher here, pushing these stocks up to the northeast, for right now, I don't see anything great just happening just yet. All right, let's stop here, guys. Let's take a look over on our YouTube. What do we have? GameStop, I'm not touching. Yes, me neither. I agree. MU, maybe. Wow, I haven't looked at MU in some time. No, it's the volume is not there. 115,000 only. They're up 1%. I just don't see a whole lot happening right now. We can wait for this one to hit the scanners. Cruise lines, we have them. That's good. Gray this morning, or AMWL. No volume on this one, guys. 4,000 shares traded. So again, just not really in play. Let's look at Gray this morning. Gray, we have some activity here, up 22%, 3.3 million shares traded. Let's check the float. On Gray, this is looking 18 million shares flow. So a little bit on the lower side. No shares for sure. Action starting to got better here on 7 o'clock. You're seeing a lot more movement, so that could be interesting. Yesterday had a decent day, and actually the majority of the move yesterday was all in after hours. Right on here, it got going around 3 o'clock or so. Actually, that's 2 o'clock, and then after hours, this thing just took off from 820 to 880. So could be interesting. Let's put it on here. Gray, another low flow for today. We'll take a look at that. All right, guys. I think we are going to actually we got time. We could do a few more. No VN. We did look at that.
I just want to correct what I said about the cruises. It wasn't Carnival. Gary corrected me. I apologize. You're correct, Gary. It's Celebrity, which is owned by Royal Caribbean, not Carnival.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes the smaller ones. There's like 50 different subsidiaries for each of the big 3 cruise lines, and I screw them up every now and again, so I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. It was a boat on water. There you go.
My favorite sitcom from the 80s.
Yes. This one here, guys. Again, 40,000 shares traded. Possible breakout. It's just I don't see it right now with this volume. Yesterday did pop up pretty good. Let's see how that. Oh man, it's just. I mean, guys, look, it's brutal. It's just not a great intraday trading stock, right? So I'll stay away from this one. Just be very careful. OEG, did we look at that one? OEG this morning, we did not, but it doesn't look great. No volume, only less than 35,000 shares traded. So it's just no good there. Wendy's was hot a couple of days ago. What's going on with them now? It's just continuing to drop. No volume right now. It looks like the fun might just be over on Wendy's now. It just might get to his back to his normal trading, which is nothing, as we spoke about before. It's just nothing happening. We had a little fun over here. Volume has died down. This thing might just move sideways. I don't think this is in play at all until people start squeezing it up again. So we'll stay away from that one.
come back into play. I don't know about today, but I think soon.
Oh yeah, we've seen it before, right? We saw it with AMC, right? Popped up, nothing happened for a couple. We saw it with BB, so it could happen. It's just today it doesn't look likely, especially a Friday. But who knows? Who knows? All right, guys. I think we have a decent list. Let's go to our community announcements. We'll come back and fine tune this list today.
All right, guys. Jared's webinar is posted next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. You have Peter talking about his mountain pass strategy. In our Wednesday psychology sessions, you've got Mike's handling emotions of trading. That is posted as well for your viewing pleasure in case you missed it live. And then next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, mindfulness expert Nate will be talking about having a wise and healthy relationship with money. I've mentioned in the past what I think that is. All right, if you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day with entries and exits, then add any commentary you can to describe this trade and the strategy. Post it on Twitter, tagging @BearableTraders, @MikeB_BBT, and @NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. Pick a winner each day that'll be announced in the afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And then we will announce the trade of the week on Monday, which is chosen from all the trades of the day previously. If you are watching on YouTube and you'd like to give the chat room a try, you can use promo code PREMARKET24. That'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room, includes Monday night live onboarding and technology classes. It does not auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Also, if you would like to become an elite member, our 4th of July sale has begun. Use the promo code Fireworks40 to get 40% off the annual elite membership. One more quick announcement that's not in here, but we can start to discuss. Thor's birthday is coming up, and he's going to New York City for July 4th weekend, and they are doing a meetup. Andrew is going to be there. I think Mike's going to be there. Carlos may be there. Ryan may be there. I'm not sure. So that's going to be Saturday, July 3rd. You can check the forums and RSVP there, please. I will have an actual slide on it next week, but just wanted to bring it up.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So if you can make it, definitely RSVP to that. All right, let's get to it, guys. I'm not too excited about this list today, Norm. I don't know, man. Let's see. We have AMC here.
Maybe I picked a good day to feel like garbage.
You sure did. I'm running on 3 hours sleep, man. So same here.
Always get snipped when the market sucks.
Yes. So AMC here, guys. This one is looking good as always. Up 5%. It did great yesterday. Got some good volume today. So let's see what happens there. Definitely on our list. BB here, not so hot, but this can pick up. I want to keep an eye on it rather than not. CLV looking very good, very active this morning. We can remove some of these levels here now as we do those. NCLH, we got this one on deck here. This is the one with the not the one with the news actually. It's NCLH, or you said Royal, right? Royal CR, is it CRL?
RCL.
RCL.
Yeah.
RCL. Yeah, RCL. Okay, here it is. So they're down. Again, they don't get a whole lot of volume, but you can see they're down this morning. So let's see how this news is going to impact the other two. We can have RCL here as well because they're actually the ones with the news. And let's see how that plays out. CLV is good. NCLH is good. CCL is interesting. I like their daily here for a possible drop. And we also have RCL here as well with a little bit of volume also dropping this morning. Here's Wish as a possible. We could possibly move this up. Workhorse is looking okay. MX, again, I'm concerned with MX a little bit. We'll keep it on here. GameStop, I'm not going to trade it, guys, so I'm going to remove it from my list just based on that. Here's Fubo. Fubo is okay. My list today is going to be very small. I already see it. It's not a lot that looks great here. Chris looks interesting. We'll keep it on here. They're down 21%, 800,000 shares traded, and we can actually short this thing if it does decide to drop further. OCGN has been moving sideways. We can. I like the volume on it though, so we'll see. In Bank of America, I'm going to remove as well. Let's take a look at our low flow stocks down here. Let's remove a few. BBIG could be interesting after this breakout. Let's see if that holds. Meds not doing much still, so let's get rid of it. No VN. This is the one, really. This is the one that's got it going on. So I'm gonna get rid of. You know what? I'll get rid of gray. I'll get rid of be big here. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll keep no VN. This is where the action is at this morning when it comes to low flow, guys. Going from 910 this morning to 1510. So just on fire. Phase 3 approval on this thing. It's really, really moving. All right, so let's do some levels here. Let's start with AMC this morning. AMC, we're really good as far as levels, guys. The last 2 trading days, highs and lows are doing an amazing job at the moment, just taking care of you there. I'm just going to mark down the high of the pre-market, which is over here at 46.45. We'll throw a level there. And then towards the bottom, we're going to mark down 43.41. So that's good right there. And then if we were to break down even further, we have another level here down around, actually a little bit higher, 37.60. Got a couple of touches there as well. So that's AMC. Here is BB this morning. BB's daily looks interesting. We'll get rid of this 1491 level there. High of the pre-market is sitting over at 1445. We'll throw a level there. The low of the pre-market slightly above the previous day close at a 1407. If we were to lose this major area of support that we have right on here, guys, we are looking possibly, I'm going to mark this down here just in case, 1289, but the better level is going to be 1238. But I think this could be a good area of support if this thing does decide to drop there. CLO, so outside of that, guys, towards the top, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days as we discussed. CLV this morning, the high of the pre-market sitting over at 1553. So we'll throw a level there. Towards the bottom, we have 1351. And on the bottom of that, we do have 1197. So again, pretty good as far as dailies. We'll see. Pre-market action actually looks decent for this morning, better than what we've seen in a lot of our stocks already. And also we have 4.5 million shares traded. NCLH this morning dropping down just a bit here, trying to recover as low as 31 on the pre-market low this morning. We'll put a level there. And then towards the bottom, let's see if we can find a good level off this daily. I do like this one right on here, guys. We got a couple of days using that as support and resistance. 29.96 could be 30 right there. You can see the resistance there, the support happening here. Just tons of touches around that whole dollar number there. CCL, same situation, guys. They got some good volume this morning, 888,000 shares traded on some not so positive news. 29.25 is the low of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, let's see, right over here, we got a couple of touches here as far as resistance over here, and here as well. So 28.52, let's mark that down. And then towards the top, you got plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, and your pre-market high slamming up against the previous day close right there. RCL is the one with the actual news. Again, I think 2 passengers got a COVID on their ships. That's kind of causing a little bit of some movement in these stocks this morning. Low of the pre-market for RCL is 80.08. And we'll throw a level down here as well over at 85.85 also, just in case we do get a drop. So I'm doing a level for this one because this is the one really with the news, right? The other 2 are just moving, on it as well, because it obviously affects the entire sector of the cruise lines. The airlines, though, they're not really being affected by it as much. I don't see American Airlines doing anything. I don't see Delta doing a whole lot. They just don't care about that right now. All right, guys, that is what we have. Our list is very short today, although we have tons on our gappers list this morning. There's not a lot that looks great in here. We were able to chop through a lot of this mess. We do have AMC, looks very good, the pre-market. BB's pre-market doesn't look all that great, but it can take off any minute. They do have they do have that daily here that can actually hopefully do something, support or drop there. CLV's got the volume as well, good pre-market action. NCLH, CCL, and RCL all with the same type of catalyst. Let's see how that is it's going to play out. All right, let's go over here. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup. Let's see what we have there. Let me resize this for you guys so you guys can see this correctly. Stop the video there so it doesn't do the mirror effect, and we can bring this over. And then we have, guys, we're done very early on this Friday. We can answer some questions. We can get into a couple of things here before we hand it over to Brian and Andrew for the market open. What did I do here? See, I messed this up. There we go. All right, so here's what we have, guys. Eamon, thank you so much for covering this morning for Jared. Highly appreciate it. So guys, let's give Eamon a big thumbs up there for being able to take care of us this morning. And we have Amos list, Twitter, Disca, Baidu, secondary list, Snap, X, and Fubo. Dima is looking at Fubo, X, Fuso, and Apple. Mike is looking at GameStop, Nvidia, NBA. Thor is looking at CCL, NCLH, Neo, secondary list, Apple, and Fubo as well. Tiffany's looking at NCLH, Apple, CLOV this morning. And as we mentioned before, guys, again, we are doing the NYC meetup. It is Thor's 40th birthday, so we're going to party pretty hard there. Do not miss it. Everybody's welcome. Non-members, members, you are welcome. You can bring a friend. RSVP, there's the link. I put it over in the YouTube chat, so make sure you do that. We would love to have you there, guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Andrew's coming down. Thor's obviously going to be there, and there's going to be some other moderators being added. I think Mike is also coming down as well. Here's Peter coming in with his list. BZ, Gen X, Task, a couple of SPACs on here. Oh, no, sorry, this is not his list. I was going to say, wait, what is he watching today? Excuse me. This is the IPOs, and these are the SPACs that are coming out for today. So that's Peter's stuff there. Here's Andrew's list, guys. AMC and CLOV. And again, you could tell it's a very, very small list. MX and CCL and no VN for the low flow. Very risky, but that thing is moving like crazy on that phase 3 approval. But today, guys, again, notice how we have a ton on our gappers list, but every moderator's list here is pretty tight, very, very small. It's just not a lot that looks great this morning, which is okay. It's nothing wrong with that. Brian's coming in with his list, a no VN, MX, and also Chris. We have Chris on our possible here, which actually we have space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have space to move Chris up. So let's move Chris up because they do have a nice drop this morning, and I did like them from earlier. We'll see what happens there. All right, excellent, guys. We have time. Any questions that we can answer? Anything else that we can look at that has some kind of catalyst, that has volume? Let's see if we can get into some stuff here. Here's Peter's list. He's looking at Apple, AMD, CLOV, and secondary list, CCL, and no VN as well. Yeah, so Andrew's just confirming, guys, Thor's birthday in NYC is open to everyone, including non-members. You do not have to be a member of the community to attend. Information is on the link I posted there, guys. So just make sure you are RSVP. It's going to be June 3rd. I'm sorry, July 3rd, excuse me. What do we have here? VRXT, VR, well, I missed it. Hold on. What was that? VRTX. Let's take a look at that one. VRTX. Ooh, this is rough, guys. Just the volume alone scares me. Look at this daily. We're just moving sideways here. It's a nice drop here, 12%. I'm just concerned you're not going to get a great action out of this, right? So under 3.7 million shares traded since March. You're just not getting any movement. And we've seen this stock come up on our list before. It just does not trade well at all. So I will stay away from this one. I mean, we got other stuff. I know it's not a lot that looks great this morning, but we have some decent ones here like AMC. CLOV looks amazing. Chris here has a nice drop, trying to hold this 980 here. So let's see if we can do that. That obviously on the daily, a great area of support and resistance. It is extended on their downside. It can be a lot of fun from here. We're looking for a breakout one way or the other, up or down. The battle is happening right now. Let's see what happens at the market open. Who's going to win that situation there? Nobody might win. It's just go sideways and do nothing. But that's looking interesting this morning. All right, heading on down, guys. CLOV selling off. CLOV, yeah. Again, it's very, very active, guys. And we have shares for short. It is on short selling restriction, but we can still short this thing. You just got to sit on a limit order there, so we can do that. Any important reversal levels for AMC between 46.50 and 43? Let's take a look. 46.50 and 43. You are looking at 46.50. 46.50, it'll be right here. Oh, so we have already that. Oh, we already have this already on here. Yeah, it could be, but again, AMC is one of those stocks, you really got to play the price action very, very tight. This thing can move quite a bit. Right now is up 5.1 million shares traded. So yeah, it's definitely reversed from here already. I mean, we're down, guys, almost $2 from here. alone, right? So you got a big drop there. We're coming down towards this 43.41, which is our pre-market low there. Let's see what it does there. So and that's also your previous day close as well. All right, what else? What am I trading right here? This right here. This is it right there. What about? All right, let's take a look at another one. SUPN this morning. No, that's not. Oh, there it is. It took a while to load. No volume on this, guys. I don't see no volume on it. So again, this is really not in play. Had a big day yesterday. For the most part, doesn't trade no volume at all. Neither is under 1 million shares. It does move quite a bit, but again, you need that volume, right? If you let's look at the daily on this, right? Look at the daily, the intraday on this yesterday. Look how choppy this is. You don't want to be involved in this, right? Yes, it's moving up, but you have to take a trade here. You got to sit through this, Again, there's some traders that do that, and that's a style. So it's very important to trade your style, right? I always tell people there's no wrong way. There's no right way to trade, right? So many different ways that you can trade the market. That's what's so exciting about this, right? There's traders that do like these type of stocks and can do very well. So if that's your style, by all means, put it on there. But the way we trade, this would be a nightmare to sit in here and wait for this to take place. So that is the issue with that. So Nokia doesn't trade very well, guys. This is it could be very, very tough to trade. We've seen this in the past before.
Massive float.
Yeah, it barely moves. Even with a catalyst, it's just a really, really bad stock, right?
Some of these Wall Street bet stocks I do not understand, and that's one of them.
Yeah. So you can see this was a back in January when things were going. It's just insane. But outside of that, guys, I mean, you just can't really do much with this thing. All right, that is what we have, folks. Is this common for June? Yes, Norm, you spoke about this week. Yes.
Yeah, summers slow down. Many people go on vacation. If we didn't have the phenomenon known as Wall Street bets and the meme stocks, this is typical. I mentioned it the other day. Last summer was different. If people are going out to the Hamptons, going to Andrew, I'm not trading today. I mentioned that earlier. I'm recovering from surgery on Wednesday, so not 100%. But yeah, this is absolutely the case. Once earnings for first quarter come through, and that ends in May, it usually starts to slow down. Then you've got a bunch of people on vacations, especially on Friday. You'll have guys on Wall Street leaving early to go to their mansion in the Hamptons or on their yacht for the weekend or whatever it may be, and volumes drop off. So It's very normal. And then, so when does it pick back up? That's a good question too. We'll start to get earnings in mid-July through early-ish August. I don't know that it's the case. I've never looked at a calendar and compared. It feels like the earnings season there is shorter, more compressed than normal. So it picks up a little bit, and you get some movers in that period of time. And then mid-August to early to mid-September, it's usually fairly slow before it picks back up again. It kind of goes along with the school year.
Yeah. Juan is asking a good question here. In that simulator, can we not trade live like past events to practice? Yes, you can. So in our BBT demo, right, you get access to the market replay. So you can go back and replay history and kind of get practice during market off hours, right? Because when you have the simulator, you can only really practice when the market is open. You can't practice on a Saturday, your entries and executions, right? So the market replay allows you to do that. And that's part of the BBT demo package, right? You can get that at a very, very good price, guys. $300 for 3 months. So you're paying $100 a month, and that package is worth $165 per month. So you can't beat that deal. If you're a member, you get that, and you get the market replay, which is an amazing, amazing tool. So you can take advantage of that. We had another question here that was good too. Where was that? Can we comment on what usually happens between at 8 a.m. on every ticker every day with the strong spike at the volume? Yeah, those are
trades from the previous day. Yeah. Settling.
Yeah, and you see it at 8. You might see it sometimes at 8:30. You see them at 9 as well. So you see them in a couple of times, but at 8, you definitely see that happening where the price just kind of prints these. Some people refer to them as bad prints. And what could happen there too, don't be surprised. Let's say you're in a pre-market order at 7:30 and you do have your stop, your hard stop let's say you have it here and the wick just goes right through you and comes back up. Doesn't really mean the price came down and you were missed. It's just orders being printed, and so that's what's happening there. Sometimes you even look at your P&L, it won't even move. Your P&L will just stay the same. Guys, 9:14, thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. We appreciate you guys being with us every single morning. It is Friday, so we're going to continue here with our members in our chat room. Brian and Andrew are up next, going to their list and what they like this morning. Both of them have I think that's the smallest list I've seen Brian put together. He has 3 tickers today. So that just kind of tells you what kind of day it is, guys. Focus is going to be the key here. We have a lot of noise in this gappers list. Not a lot looks great. Do not make nothing. Do not make something out of nothing. Very, very important. So if it's not there, it's not there. We'll be back next week, right? The market's not going anywhere. So don't force trades today. Just be cool. Take it easy. Lay back. If you have to wait 5 minutes, it does help. Just, like Andrew would say, handcuffs for 5 minutes, whatever you want to do. Just be cool. Be patient. Relax. Wait for the setup, and the setup might not come. Remember, the setup might not show up, guys. It does happen. You might not get your setup today. Yes, it's a real thing. It happens. So again, cannot stress it enough. Be patient today. Not a lot there looks great. We will find stuff to trade, but the key is to not take stuff that's not there while you're waiting for that setup to show up if it does. So guys, trade safe. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And again, make sure to check us out on our website over on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if it's your first time here. That thumbs up really helps out Norm and I drastically. It takes you 2 seconds, but it helps us out a lot. And maybe next week, if we can get 300 likes, because we hover around 175 for some reason, but there's a lot of you guys out there that are not hitting that button. If we get 300 likes, maybe we can go live with Brian and Andrew for probably the first hour or so. So let's do that. But we got to get 300 because there's a few of you guys out there.
It'll be a surprise day next week.
Yes,
and
let's do that.
Don't forget, guys. I'll say it again. Thor's birthday bash, July 3rd. Check the forums, RSVP. Members, non-members, everybody's welcome. Andrew will be there. I believe Mike will be there. Carlos will be there.
Yes,
I think so. And maybe a few others. Sorry, I won't be there. I've already got a party for the 4th going on. Can't get out of town. So anyway, you guys.
Kyle will be there as well. So
Kyle will be there.
Yep.
So
this feels like a concert, and how just people just start showing up out of nowhere in the last minute. That's what it feels like. Thor started with like, hey, let's me and you meet up with him and his wife. Then Andrew says he's coming, and then it just snowballs from there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Looking forward to it. Take care, guys. Trade safe. We'll see you on Monday.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.